Welcome back. I think we're going to be on video 4, hopefully, for chapter 11. And we're still going to work on surface area of a rectangular prism. And this might be a whole lot easier for many of you. And you're going to kind of be like, why were you making us do it the other way? But I'd like you to have a feel for what it really means. You know me, you know, what's that background information that you need. But now we're going to go on to this formula. So if you would, if you have out your formula sheet, you can see over here we have rectangular prism. And so here is the SA means surface area. So the surface area can be found equals to by multiplying together 2 times L times W. Here's L and W. Plus 2 times L times H, which is L times H, which would be here. And 2 times width times height. Width and height. So if you remember, I said there's always 3 sets of pairs for the sides, all right? So that's what this is really doing. So we have 3 dimensions, length, width, and height. And then we pair those up. So what are the 3 different pairs we would have? L and W together, okay, right here. L and H together, right here. And W and H together. So length and width, that would be your bases, the bottom and the top. L and H, that would be this front face and that back face. And WH would be these 2 side panels here and here. And then we're multiplying by 2 because there's 2 of each, and just add all that together. All right, so really it's pretty easy to use a formula. I'll show you some examples. If you recall, I'm hoping right now I'm making these videos and we have not finished chapter 10 yet. In class, we're still struggling to use those formulas. And again, this is going to be why it's really important that you have to take the formula, write it down, show the substitution, and all that work. So I am on right now page 609, which is really the second lesson in the book about surface area of prisms. All right, I'm going to do this one not how they're doing it here in the book. I'm going to do it with the formula. So I'm going to come here. Yep, that should work. All right, I'm going to crook it here. So I'm going to copy the formula from my sheet right there. I'm going to copy it onto my page. Okay, so surface area, SA, equals 2LW plus 2LH. And remember, that all means times when nothing is shown, plus 2WH. Now, it really doesn't matter which one you call which letter, as long as each of the 3 numbers gets a different letter. All right, I'm going to call the 12 the W. I'm going to call the 10 the height, and I'm going to call the 15 the L. Okay, so now you need to look up there and substitute in as we go. Remember, formula, you copy every piece of it down as you go left to right. So surface area equals now 2 times, now I do have to put the time sign in. I can't just skip it because we're going to have this long number with no operation in there. That makes no sense. So L is up here is 15. So L becomes 15. Time sign W. W is 12. Plus, all right, now I'm here. I got to bring this down. 2 times L, remember, is 15 times on all my H. My H is 10. Plus, and you can see I'm longer here than I was up there, but that's okay. I'm keeping track of where I am. 2 times, I'm here on W. W is 12 times H is 10. Okay, so now I can do each one of these pieces and add them together. All right, and you might need a calculator. Okay, so let me get mine out here and pull that out. All right, so I know that 2 times 15 is 30, so I'm just going to put in 30 times 12, and I get 360. So surface area equals, this is like order of operations now, so I can do my multiplication piece. That's 360. plus. Now I can do this multiplication piece. 2 times 15 is 30, and I know 30 times 10 is going to be 300, because I know my pattern is zeros. But you can do it on your calculator. Plus, and then 2 times 12 is going to be 24, times 10 is going to be 240. So surface area equals, and I'm just going to add up these three numbers on my calculator. 360 plus 300 plus 240 equals, and I get 900. Now it's area, and I have to go back and look at my units. My units were inches. So inches squared. Okay, getting kind of crooked compared to the camera. 900 square inches is the surface area of this rectangular prism. Okay, so you probably like that a whole lot better, but I'm going to require you have to write the formula, you have to show the substitution of every number, and then show your three pieces of your order of operations, add it all together. So in a couple minutes here, I'm going to give you some problems for you to do to find rectangular prism surface area with the formula. Real quick, I do want to show you a quick example here on 610 on how easy it can be to find surface area of a cube. All right, cube means all of my faces and bases are squares. So remember, and actually we've never talked about this, hopefully I had a chance to point it out in class, but any rectangular prism, whether it's a cube or just regular rectangles, is going to have 6 faces to it, 6 rectangles to it. Now in this case, since it's a cube, it's going to have 6 squares. So if I want to find the surface area of this cube, really all I have to do is find the area of one square and then multiply it by 6, since I have 6 of them. All right, so all the faces are squares with a side length of 5 centimeters. So the areas of all the squares are the same. So the area of one face is going to be 5 times 5, which is 25 centimeters squared. And then find the sum of the areas of all 6 faces. They're adding together. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take, I think it's a whole lot easier, if you go 25 times 6, and you can type that in on your calculator. My phone keeps turning off here, which is what I'm using as my calculator. 25 times 6 equals 150. So 150 centimeter squared would be my surface area there. And actually you can see it down here. Then they turn it into a formula. So they take my s squared, my s times s, and then they multiply it by 6. So if you want 6 times 5 squared is the 6 times the 25. Now, when you have a number next to another number with parentheses around it and no operation, again, it's multiply. So that's the only way you can not show either the dot for multiplication or the time sign is if you want to use parentheses, which is what they're doing here. So again, they would be getting the same thing I did up there, 150 centimeters squared. Okay, so why don't you try, let's go on the next page, and this time I'd like you to try these with the surface area formula. So page 611, all right, let's do number 3, 4, and 5. And if you have time, why don't you come on over here and, I don't know, I guess just do one more. Number 2 on page 613. All right. And next we're going to move on to surface area of a triangular prism. That'll be next class. See ya.